It's now live. We're back. This is episode 3. It is. Yeah, it's Thursday. I've been dreading this for the last, maybe 12 hours. I knew this was coming. We already know what we're starting off with. I've already touched on on Twitter. We have announced that we were going to talk about this since Saturday. We're gonna start off with our reactions to the Wolves-Sun game. Go ahead, Adam. Floor is yours. I hear you on Twitter Spaces, but I don't hear you in Discord. Technical difficulties. Peace and love, Bono. Oh, what's up?
Can you hear me on Discord now?
Yeah, I can hear you on Discord, but not Twitter.
Okay. Now.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go.
Okie doke. Last night's game was I want to say it was one of the worst games I've ever watched. There was a total of 8 technical fouls, probably in the span of 4 minutes. There was a total of 42 fouls total. Cat almost fouled out. JaVale McGee almost fouled out. Crowder almost fouled out. It was. I don't know, man. I don't know what the refs were trying to do, but it was terrible. It was a terrible game all around. Wolves came out and sat there and they tried to punk the Suns. I don't know why you try to punk an injured team like that, but they did. They tried. It didn't work out. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah.
They just kept taking
contested three after contested.
And the percentages are not on your side.
Oh, you're lagging out, I think.
Over and over and over again.
Oh, go ahead.
They kept doing it over and over again.
Yeah, as you know, I didn't really watch much of the game. I don't want to. I wanted to.
Didn't want to.
I wanted it to I just wanted to, be surprised. Because I knew it was gonna be a hard game. And honestly, I was hyped after the first half. I was like, alright. In the first half they were up I want to say 12. I want to say they were up maybe 8 or 12 points going into the first half. Maybe even more.
They were up by 14 points or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. I was I know you were nervous.
Listen, the only reason that I was nervous is I kept watching Booker drive to the hole, and these refs were like, "Oh, I didn't see you get mugged." Pat Bev could have pulled out a baseball bat and beat the shit out of Booker, and the referees would have been like, "I didn't see nothing."
Well, I don't know what's going on. This is the third game in the last 72-hour span where it has had just absolutely the worst refs I've ever seen. And it was the last Sun game before the Wolves. Who did they play? Was it the Kings?
Yeah, it was the Kings.
It was another one of those. It was just horribly officiated. But go ahead.
It was terrible. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what it is about the Suns. I think they're trying to make it more of a race or some shit. But that's I'm a pretty big conspiracy theorist, so that's what I gotta say.
Yeah, if they're trying to do it, they're doing a pretty good job. I don't know. When I just look at the box score, I'm trying to understand as to how they were up so much in the first. You got the entire game, D'Lo only scored 6 points. You got Patrick Beverly outscoring you, out rebounding you, and has almost the same amount of assists as you, and your D'Angelo Russell playing your one of your best friends in Devin Booker, and then you got Ant. He ended 19-4-4. Cat 15-2-11. I don't know. I feel like I would have expected more. It's like they kind of just like played not to lose in the second, just off the stats. Obviously I didn't watch a whole lot of the game because I knew it was gonna be a rough game. But I honestly, I can't remember the spreads that we said. I know you said it was gonna be 10 or more. I think I want to say it was gonna be like 6 to 8 points or something. I don't know, 6 to 8 point swing. But I know I remember the GIF you had sent me in Discord. The disappearing Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
So I know you were nervous. Like that team, like I say, when that team gets hot, like that team can be good. Obviously, it looks like they cooled down in the second, and then Book and DeAndre Ayton. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton last night. 35, 3, and 14. I don't know. Like I feel like you technically were correct on this call, saying it was a little bit more closer to a blowout, especially in the second half, more so than it was a close game. But I think
The Suns pulled their starters out with 2.5 minutes to go. The Suns were up by 18 points.
No, and I know that, but that's what I'm saying. But when I say 18 points though, I don't even feel like 18 points is a blowout anymore. Is that just me? Because I feel like with the threes,
I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like you can have a fucking 16 point to 4 run within 2 minutes, and that's just the unfortunate reality that we live in right now. But but when I think about it, you got 20 points from Landry Shamet, 13 points from Campaign, almost 30 points from Booker, 35 from DeAndre, and you got 16 from McHale. That's just that's a deep team right now. It is what it is. It took everybody. You got 5 guys in double digits. It took everybody.
It took everybody that was playing. You're forgetting that our point guard and Cam Johnson, they weren't even playing.
No, I know.
6 man and our starting point guard, and the Wolves still couldn't beat us, and they're fully healthy, right?
No, they should be fully healthy. But the only thing is, are we gonna say, fully healthy? I want to say, what are they? The 7th seed, 6th seed? Let me see.
6th seed, I think.
Let me see. West standings. They are the 7th seed right now. So, are we saying that the 7th seed without Chris Paul, well, no matter who it was, like the Nuggets, Clippers, Timberwolves, you think those 3 teams right now, 6 through 8, should have beat that Suns team without Chris Paul and Cam Johnson?
I don't know who can beat this Suns team. And I'm not just saying that as a homer. Like I've heard other people. Right? Other, pundits or whatever you want to call it, say the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are starting to realize do you realize that if the Suns finish with the same type of percentage on the road, they will be the best road team in the history of basketball?
Doesn't surprise me. They've just been on a tear for the last since the bubble.
They're 13-2 without Chris Paul.
I don't want to get into that because I don't. This is something I saw on your Twitter the other day that we'll get into that later. So yeah, props to you. I was wrong. You were right. It was, it happens. I'm not mad because I still think it was. They had the Suns in the first. Shit happens. Obviously, the Suns closing it out doesn't surprise me, even after being down 14 or wherever it was at half. But I think being able to go up 14 over the Suns in the first half shows some promise. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I was trying to get. My point across was those 3 kids in Minnesota, they're gonna be a problem if they stay together, obviously. But
teams always come out, they start sitting there and they start taking these contested 3-pointers. I swear it always happens. It happened against when the Heat beat us. Happened against who else beat us from the 3-point line? I can't remember, but I swear people always come out, they come swinging right for the 3-point line. And they always drop off. The only team that didn't drop off that I can remember was Miami when they were shooting from 3-point range. But you should have seen this, dude. One contested 3 after another, just swish, swish, swish. Like, you can't rely on that.
No,
You
you
know what I
can't.
mean?
No, you can't.
Like every time they came down, they would shoot a contested 3, they'd make it. Suns would come right back, score a 2, right? Like that's consistency. That's the secret to why the Suns are so good. Is the other teams will go for a contested 3 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Suns don't.
Yeah.
But I have to agree with you. Edwards was great. I thought his defense yesterday was actually better than his offense. His defense on Booker, especially his help defense, I thought limited Booker in the first half. Booker in the second half, I don't know what happened. He turned into like Goku or something.
Probably a little bit from Coach of the Year, Monty Williams. You say? I'm sure he had a good read as to what Book could do to exploit what was going on.
They kept double teaming him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. He was making passes. I think he had like 7 assists yesterday. I want to say
Book?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 assists.
Yeah. So I mean, he's gonna hurt you in whatever way, whether it be defensively, with assists, with points. He's always gonna come up with something. That's what he did.
Oh yeah. And it was. I mean, that's where I mean, I feel like I'm pretty sure the stat is I want to say Suns are the best fourth quarter team, but don't quote me. I'm almost certain though.
So Suns have 4 out of the top 5 best fourth quarter players in the NBA this season.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hope they keep that consistency going into the playoffs, and don't run into any hiccups. Let's go to Steph's injury.
Yeah.
What do you want to say about Steph's injury? Because at this point, I mean, the Warriors just had lost to the Orlando Magic, which is not a bad team, even though Draymond said they're the worst team in the league. But what's happening right now in Oakland?
I think you're seeing a identity crisis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, there's always been 2 styles the Warriors play, right? It's defensively, and then they shoot 3s.
Yep.
So right now, you're missing the offensive part of the Warrior juggernaut, right? You're missing Steph.
Yeah.
You're missing Clay. I know he's playing, but I mean,
he's been rough. He's been rough since he came back from his injury.
Exactly. So you're seeing this, Steph on the court without Dre, is okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Dre on the court without Steph, I mean, which one's worse in your opinion? I mean, seriously.
You're saying which one's worse on the court? Draymond on the court without Steph, and the Steph on the court without Draymond.
Exactly.
I mean, it would have to be without Steph, right?
Without Steph. I mean, I don't know. I mean, take your pick. I mean, I didn't look any specific stats, but the Warriors were pretty bad without Dre. I'm pretty sure we did a podcast out there saying that Dre was the most important Warriors player.
100%.
But now people are saying that it was always Steph, that the whole, everyone's saying that Draymond was the best Warriors player, the most important Warriors player was a mirage.
Well, here's the thing. So this is the way I look at it. You got Draymond. He's a guy that just makes Steph better. And he does that by his passing, and for whatever reason, when those two are on the floor, especially when it was him as in Draymond, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson pre-injury, like that was a force to be reckoned with. Now I feel like Draymond is needed if Steph is there. But if Steph is not there, I mean, I think just overall, to be a better team, you need Steph. But for Steph to be better, you need Draymond. Like we saw last night, was it Jordan Poole that went off for like 30 points against the Heat?
Points, I think it was like 10 of 18 or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, who do you think who do you think activated that? My guess is probably Draymond. I mean, no disrespect to Jordan Poole, the guy's a walking bucket, but do you think if Draymond's not playing last night, you think Jordan Poole drops 30? My guess, probably not. But
I mean, especially if Steph's playing, he's not going to drop 30.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Let me ask you a different question. If Steph was playing and Jordan Poole wasn't playing, did the Warriors win that game?
No.
No?
No, Steph's too small. Steph's too small against Miami, and I think in those moments he comes up even smaller.
Well, I don't know. All I know is I can't believe they won. You want to lightly touch on what's going on with Miami here?
You know, that is something that I did want to touch on because I wasn't watching that game. But
I didn't watch it. I was watching the Suns game.
I need to do more further research on what happened between him and UD and Spo, because man, it's looking like trouble in paradise over there in Miami.
Yeah, it is.
When you got Udonis Haslem, the star-studded triple OG of the Miami Heat, saying I'm gonna beat your ass. Oh man.
But why does Jimmy Butler rub everyone's feathers the wrong way?
Well, here's the thing, and this is something I saw on Twitter, and I totally agree with it. I've been saying this shit for years. Jimmy Butler is not a tough guy. I don't care what anybody says. He's determined. He's a hard worker. He's gritty. But this guy is not like straight from the streets, a dog, and fucking would beat the shit out of you if you looked at him the wrong way. That ain't Jimmy B. And so I think this like whole idea that Jimmy B is like one of the tough guys in the NBA because he starts shit in the locker room, nah. And I don't know about you, man, but UD, I don't know. That dude, he just strikes me.
I wouldn't want to fuck with Haslem.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's in the top 10 for benching reps all time at the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. I think he repped like 225 like 22 times, I want to say, or 21 times, something like that. So, I wouldn't want to fuck with him.
Yeah,
he's got that old
man strength at this point. That's what I'm saying, man. And you fuck with the wrong one. And let me look where Udonis is from, cause I want to say, let me see, in Miami. Yeah. He's from Miami. Yeah. He's from Miami. So,
crazy.
I don't know if you know much about Miami, but shit gets down in Miami, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, UD doesn't strike me as somebody that was just fucking around too, you know what I mean? I'm sure he got the business. But I don't know what had led up to that play. I thought it was hilarious because PJ Tucker's face looked like so fucking confused, and it's like, oh my god, is this really happening? I love PJ Tucker, man. I don't know, Miami, you don't hear shit about Miami, especially stuff like this, so it's very interesting to see like how they're gonna go like after this, how they're gonna, you know, if they're gonna grow from this, or if this shit's gonna be the catalyst and like Jimmy B's out of Miami next season or the season after. But I'm pretty sure he's got like 4 years on his contract, so I don't know.
I think he's gone. I'll be honest with you. You can't. I mean, dude, like I don't know what the hell that. I don't know what the hell that was. It's some stupid shit. That's what it was.
I mean, I've never seen Spo about to just fucking throw down, dude. I haven't. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Like,
I've seen him get mad before, but nothing like that before.
Yeah, like he was
legit threw his clipboard on the floor.
Not even at the floor. It was at Jimmy, and that's what I'm saying.
I thought it was at the really.
Yeah, it was at Jimmy. He threw it like towards his feet, kind of, but yeah, he was pissed, man. And I wish I thought I saw after it was like 35, 40 minutes or something after the game no Miami Heat players showed up to the press conference. And I was like, oh,
They're
man.
probably just getting bitched out in the locker room, dude.
What I saw was there was a meme. I don't know if you remember. You remember when Jokic had like linebacker drived into one of the Morris brothers?
Yeah.
You remember?
He did it against Markeith.
Yep. And so, do you remember when they said meet you at, like in the locker room after the game, and there's that infamous picture of like Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Dedmon all in the locker room looking to see if they're gonna come out there.
Yeah.
Somebody posted that the Miami Heat waiting for the Miami Heat to come out of the Miami Heat locker room, and I was like, oh shit, man. It's getting rough in Miami, man. I don't know. I will have to wait and see. We'll kind of wait and see how the situation unfolds because I still haven't heard anything about it. Yeah. Like I mean, you know how Miami is. They keep that shit so tight.
They were asked. Like I was listening to Stephen A. before we came on here, and they were saying how they kept trying to get out of a bunch of different people, like staffers and stuff like that. Like even the equipment manager. What exactly was going on in the locker room after the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one would say a word. Not one thing.
Yeah, you don't wanna be that guy.
No, you sure don't.
And the thing is, sorry if you can hear my girlfriend's alarm in the background. Hey baby, your alarm.
Just went off, motherfucker.
What?
It just went off, motherfucker.
I know.
I know.
Alright.
I'm awake.
Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I saw a thing on. I don't know if it was on. It might have been from Ballsack Sports, to be honest. It said Eric Spoelstra said that everybody was arguing because we were trying to figure out where we're going to dinner tonight. Some shit like that.
Yeah, I saw that. They said they were arguing over dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. I mean, Miami being the number 1 seed, so we'll see.
They're not going to be the number 1 seed for very long.
All right. Well, James Wiseman, another injured quote unquote player for the Warriors. What are we thinking about James Wiseman? I can hear you on Twitter, but not Discord.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so James Wiseman, yeah, he ain't gonna come back. So that basically, in my opinion, is more detrimental right now to the way that the Warriors are, the way that the Warriors are gonna have to play in the playoffs, to Steph being injured. And I'll tell you why. They have no big guys at all.
Kevon Looney?
Come on, man.
I like Kevon Looney, to be honest. I feel like he's actually pretty underrated, but he's not like a superstar, obviously.
Have you seen him trying to defend other big guys?
Oh, he usually gets torched.
And Ayton and Cat and I mean.
Yeah, he gets torched.
Okay, so I mean, there we go. I mean, he's out there.
Yeah.
Besides that, he ain't gonna provide much resistance.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. Like Wiseman, you know, he may not be a god defensively, but he can give you some offense too. He can spread the floor for Steph and everything like that. Like he can, spot up for threes and shit like that. He ain't gonna be doing anything like that.
I don't know. The Wiseman's, I don't know. He's just a big question mark to me because like we haven't seen him play in so long, and I don't know if you watched him when he was playing in the G League. He did not look great. Like he doesn't.
I just don't. I don't think that he was the right pick for them. I'll be honest with you. Like, all right, let's picture this. Let's say that the Warriors would have drafted LaMelo instead of Wiseman, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could have then decided who to trade, LaMelo or Poole. Just hypothetically speaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could have traded one of them, for Sabonis.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, think about that for a second. So, I don't know. That's my opinion on the whole thing. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if the draft, the 2020 draft, was redrafted today, who is going number one? Is it still Anthony Edwards going number one?
Yeah, I think so. Because if you look at what Anthony Edwards is doing in Minnesota, okay, and you may say he has a better supporting cast
Mm-hmm.
than LaMelo in Charlotte, but in my opinion, I think it's just more impressive. LaMelo is a good player, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player and everything like that, but I still think Anthony Edwards. I mean, we talked about it the other day, and I think it was the first or second podcast how we were both in almost total agreement that it's going to be either Anthony Edwards or Ja Morant as the face of the NBA.
Yep.
So we both didn't say anything about LaMelo being the face of the NBA.
No, there's not even nah.
Yeah, so it's got to be LaMelo.
Yeah.
Or it's got to be Ant Edwards. I mean, that's going to be number one overall.
It's got to be Ant or Jock because I mean the way I think about it is like I never felt. I mean, obviously this was before my time, but I've never felt like anybody thought that Magic was the face of the NBA. There was always somebody else, and I feel like that's who kind of Melo is like Magic Johnson.
I agree with that.
And I feel like
can get behind that.
It's hard,
But
man.
I can also get behind the fact that the Warriors still should have drafted LaMelo. I think they
Probably.
should have drafted Wiseman, and because then you get to choose who you want to trade at the trade deadline. If you still need a big guy, like you really feel like you need a big guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can trade for one.
The only
Because you
thing.
got-
Oh,
You
go
got
ahead.
you got expendable pieces at that point.
Well, the only thing is though is that I wonder if they draft LaMelo, is he as good as he is right now in Charlotte? Therefore, having the amount of stock he has in Charlotte, making him as valuable. Because I don't think you put Melo on that team. He's doing what he's doing in Charlotte because he can do it.
There's flashes. There's the per 36 stats. There's the there's the flashy passes. There's the everything like that. So you got you can see glimpses, right? It's like the Tyrese Halliburton thing, right? In Sacramento,
Mhm.
Tyrese Halliburton, everyone knew he was good, right?
Yeah.
But no one really knew how good he was. Now you put him in Pacers. I think the dude the other night against the Kings, I think it was last night actually, he had like 18 assists or something like that.
Let me see. That was the game I was watching, the Kings Pacers game, because I had money on the Kings to win, and it was close towards the end, and they did pull through for me, thankfully, which is crazy because there was no De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis wasn't playing because he was having an issue. I think it was related to the issue he got against the Suns, I think. Yeah. So I was very, very surprised because I took really good odds on them to win. I was very happy. But, yeah, it makes me wonder, though. I don't know. I wonder how the 2020 draft would go. I don't know. I couldn't imagine. Maybe it's just me. I just couldn't imagine LaMelo being a Warrior. And I couldn't imagine LaMelo if, like, outside of what he's doing in Charlotte, where he's playing, like, very, very well. Them, Indy even really wanting to, touch him. Because, like, I feel like they got a lot for Sabonis. I really do. Getting Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield for Domantas Sabonis is crazy.
They got a star point guard. And a role-playing three-point shooter.
Well, the way I look at it is you got your franchise point guard now. Like, you're going to build around Tyrese Halliburton. And you got a six-man of the year candidate, essentially. Like, what could end up being a six-man of the year. Essentially, Buddy Hield could go to Indiana and just turn into a full-time six-man off the bench and just do kind of be like a better JJ Redick, or or like a Jamal Crawford. You know what I mean?
Better JJ Redick, yeah.
Like that's kind of the role he's gonna end up having to play. He could be a starting two, Buddy Hield, but like he's just so inconsistent. But I don't know. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, getting back, on topic. I don't think Wiseman's coming back this season. Even if he does come back for the playoffs, I don't think he's going to be very productive for them because I don't think Wiseman's going to be able to defend. Like, let's say, hypothetically, the Warriors play the Lakers. I don't think he's going to be able to defend AD, LeBron. I think Dwight would body him a little bit sometimes. So, like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But, let's see. I hope he gets healthy, though, because I do want to see more James Wiseman. And another person I want to see more of, Zion. We're starting with a lot of injuries today. Zion Williamson, I can't fucking talk. But this guy, when was the last time this guy even played an NBA game?
I don't know. It seems like 7 seasons ago.
Yeah, it literally, like, it's at this point, like, he has been in the NBA long enough to where he hasn't played long, like, he's played so little for the amount of time he's been in the NBA.
Yep.
It's actually
Absolutely.
nuts.
So, this whole thing with after he posted that video on Instagram, there was some stuff going around that he's ready to play, like, right now, but that the Pelicans don't want him to play.
Yeah, they want to be very safe with him because this is a number 1 pick, man. This is their franchise guy.
Oh, he ain't their franchise guy.
Well, this is where the new franchise guy is obviously BI, and then the second is like CJ. But like that's a 1-2 punch. But you need Zion if they want to win a chip. They need Zion.
They're like Zion. First of all, he don't even want to be there.
Nobody wants to be there, man. It's Louisiana.
I want to be there. Have you ever been there? That city is awesome.
Yeah, if you're down there for Mardi Gras.
Nah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. That's the thing. Zion was big coming into the draft, and he got into the fucking Southern hospitality food, man, with the beignets and shit, the gumbo, the jambalaya down there in the bayou, and look at him.
Some good old fucking crawdad boils.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy walks around through the streets of the streets of New Orleans with a fucking bib on, just in case. Like, it's crazy, man.
With the bib on.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh man. No, I think they should let him play. I think fuck doing this careful shit. Here's the thing, man. Like, a person knows their own body, right? Like, if I wake up and I got a backache, right? Like, I'm not gonna do anything to aggravate it, right?
Mhm.
So if this fucker's throwing off dunks off the backboard and landing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, if I have a tooth sensitivity or some shit, I'm not gonna go and eat ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let the man play if he thinks he can play. He ain't gonna do something to aggravate that injury or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're worried about him doing something that re-aggravate it. It's just his body. Like, think about it. It wasn't too long ago where you can clearly remember Zion ripping through his fucking shoe.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, we'll never see something like that again.
The man's so strong he ripped his shoe with his big toe.
Yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just different with Zion. I feel like you gotta be like, this is Greg Oden 2.0, essentially. But I don't know. I think they're playing the long con because obviously they're not winning this year. They can't win a chip this year.
No, but they could beat the shit out of the Lakers. They can pick the Suns. You know what I'm saying?
But what does that do for them? What does that do for them? You know.
Experience.
Well, I think
it's all building blocks. It's pieces of the puzzle.
I think them playing in the playoffs. If this team makes the playoffs, wins in the play-in game and makes the playoffs, that is going to be enough experience on its own. They don't have to go deep or anything. They just need to touch the playoffs. They've been there before. So now next year when they make the playoffs, when Zion's playing, we've been here. We know this shit. We know the feeling. We know playing in this arena a 7-game series. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest thing. I mean, Zion. I feel like Zion doesn't need playoff experience. Like, that kid has so. I want to say, outside of LeBron, like that kid has so much pressure on his shoulders. Like he was supposed to be the next. Like he got next essentially. You know what I mean? And this kid hasn't played.
He's got the next platter of food, probably.
Yeah, exactly. This dude's next in the line of the buffet. Shit. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's get off injuries right now, and we're still talking about the Pelicans. We're going to talk about, can the Pelicans still beat the Lakers? And my answer, you already know, is yes.
What's your answer?
Yes.
Yes, they can.
They can. I think CJ is so good, and he's been so good for so long. That dude's got a very deep bag.
Yeah, he does.
He was honestly overshadowed all those years, you know, which is crazy because him and Dame both individually so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's
defense, though.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, what, maybe 2 Western Conference appearances or like final appearances? Maybe I one for sure, but I don't know, but maybe 2. Like that's what you got on your resume. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. But I think BI, when he comes back, he's gonna be good. Jonas Valanciunas, man, I don't even know what to say. This guy's gotta be like
he's a beast.
The biggest X factor right now. Like, dude, this guy will just turn it on one night and fucking destroy a team. It blows my mind. Like, this guy went from being in Toronto, and he was okay, you know, he was an okay player in Toronto, but there's nothing like he is now. Then he went to Memphis, you know, he was good, like, he was showing up, like, man, okay. And then now, I mean, like, towards the end, because I want to say it was in the playoffs, or maybe it was the play-in game, he was huge for him. Against, like, the Warriors, and I think it was that Warriors team, and then they played against the Jazz. I think he was pretty good. But then, like, what he's doing in New Orleans is crazy. Like, this guy is crazy.
He's got a very unique skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you see bigs that can shoot threes, and they don't play good defense, and they don't rebound.
Mm-hmm.
He can shoot threes really good. He can also out-rebound the opposing team's big.
Yep.
Right? He can also defend the opposing team's big. He sets good screens. He moves his feet. Like, I don't know. It's weird, dude. It's weird.
It is weird because what's even weirder is that this guy was the 5th overall pick in 2011 in Toronto.
Yeah.
He's been in the NBA for 9 seasons. And
it doesn't seem like it.
No. It's insane. And it feels like this guy's career is just starting. You know, like he's just entering his prime, and that is scary. You know, like if you got BI, CJ, Zion, and Jonas Valanciunas as your starting lineup, and then you got Jackson Hayes coming off the bench. Oh,
I like Jackson Hayes.
I do too. I love Jackson Hayes. That kid has some heart. That kid has some heart. And I just want to throw this out there.
Yeah.
Larry Nance is still injured. I love Larry Nance's game. Obviously, he's not a fucking all-star or anything, but he's good. Devontae Graham is good. Like, and then you got like these random guys like Jose Alvarado and even Willie Hernan Gomez has been kind of good for them, weirdly enough. And this guy's been like an NBA reject like for the last like 10 years. Like he's been on so many teams.
I don't understand why. He's a good rebounder. I think he plays solid pick and roll defense, not one-on-one post defense, but solid pick and roll defense. So
yeah, it's crazy because I want to say he's played on so many teams. I feel like, let me look, because he's been in the league.
He's got a brother in the league too, so you might be thinking.
Oh, you know, I might, because this guy's only 27, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. Well, he's been the Knicks, Charlotte, Pelicans. What's his brother's name?
I don't know, man.
Let's see. Juancho. That's what it is. Juancho Hernan Gomez. He's on the Timberwolves. Denver, Minnesota. Maybe that's why. There's 2 of them. That's why it feels like they're bouncing around. Because they've actually only been on a few teams.
Exactly.
Good to know. All right. Well, today I was today years old when I figured out there's 2 of these motherfuckers.
You should know. You play 2K22.
Dude, they look the same. I'm pretty sure they use the same model. I'm pretty sure
probably do.
they don't even realize it. Anyways, but yeah, they've been good. I think the Lakers, obviously the Pelicans could beat the Lakers. If it comes down to Pelicans and the Lakers, do I think they're going to beat the Lakers? No. I think LeBron is playing way too good. I think LeBron alone could get past this team. Maybe with some help from just a little bit defensively with AD. I think it's going to be tough. I don't know who's going to guard Jonas Valanciunas more so than anybody. And I know that's kind of crazy because BI, but I think LeBron will be on BI. They'll throw either Avery Bradley or Reeves or somebody on CJ, and then it's got to be AD, right? AD's got to fucking defend Jonas Valanciunas, and that's just a problem. Like,
it's gonna be bad because then who picks up Jackson? Because they do this lineup, and they actually, when they played the Suns the other night, they forced the Suns to play two bigs, Ayton and McGee.
yeah,
I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did. Yeah,
They had Jackson Hayes in with Valanciunas. So
I think that would be Zion instead, but for the time being, it's Jackson Hayes. That's a thing, and that's what I was gonna kind of lead into. Next season, when Zion's back, who the hell is guarding Zion? Like, do you have to hope Dwight can defend Jonas Valanciunas, and then you gotta put AD on Zion? Because Zion's jumping over AD. I mean, he knows he can't get up with them ankles.
Jump through him and shatter the glass house.
Yeah, like
what's gonna happen?
Like, I mean, that's just kind of I don't know. So I think right now they could beat the Lakers. Maybe they're even a little favored just because they think they have a little bit more depth. They're just overall a better constructed team, obviously, because the Lakers are fucking horrible.
They are.
But I don't think anybody wants to see, especially because the playing game is just a one game. It comes down to one game. Like, you don't want to see LeBron in that, especially CJ. I'm sure CJ would come up very fucking small. BI. I mean, come on, BI. It wasn't too long ago. You were under LeBron, and I mean, you were a little baby boy. You know what I mean? And then Jonas. I mean, and Jonas was there all those years when he was LeBronto. So, I mean, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Well,
I still have the Pels beating the Lakers. That's all I gotta say. I don't care who's playing.
And I favor them. Like, on paper, Pelicans should win, and I think they may win. They probably will win. But it's all gonna be up to LeBron, and whether that fucking 7-foot glass statue in street clothes is healthy or not.
Pels win by 15 plus.
Oh my god! Okay, I'm writing that down. How much are we betting on that? Pels to win.
Oh yeah, let's do a case of do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Diet or
nah, fuck diet, dude.
Over Lakers in play-in game.
Yeah.
Adam. Posted in the general.
Do it.
Pin it. We're good. Okay. If it comes down to the playing game, it's Pels versus Lakers. I'm gonna take, if AD is healthy, not if he's playing, but if AD is healthy, and it's Russell Westbrook's healthy and LeBron is healthy, Lakers by 6.
Crazy.
Lakers by +6 over Pels with AD, LeBron, Russ healthy, not just playing.
Did you see, by the way, I just want to touch on this really quick. Did you see what Stephen A said this morning? I think he tweeted it out.
I did not.
He said that the Grizzlies are going to catch the Suns.
I did see that, actually. I did see that.
If the Suns win tonight, they win the West.
Yeah.
They win the whole league. Like, no one can catch them. It's mathematically impossible.
Let me see. I thought I read it differently. Hold on. Oh wait, well, I don't even see it now. Is it not on Stephen A? Or maybe it was on Was it from his account? I don't see it from his account.
Pretty sure it was from his account.
I don't see it on his account. But I thought it was. Maybe it was it Perk? It might have been Perk, to be honest. Let's see. I don't know. I can't find it. I do remember vaguely seeing that though, so I don't know why I can't find it. Anyways, yeah, mathematically they're not, but they're gonna get pretty fucking close. I mean, they beat the Nets last night. I don't know if you saw the scoreline from KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
It was nuts. They had like 70-something points without John Morant, and they still won by 12. That's kind of nuts. And when I say kind of nuts, it's fucking insane. Obviously, there's another weird stat that like the Grizzlies are like 15-2 or 13-2 without Ja. I don't really put much stock into things like that, because that's basically very misleading, saying that the Grizzlies are better or just as good without Ja Morant, and that is just not true at all. You know what I mean? Like, that is just very, very, very misleading.
I think it depends on matchups. I don't know. I mean, listen, the way they play, the way the Grizzlies play, okay? They're a bunch of young kids hooping, right? You take your buddies down to the park, you play against another set of buddies. That's how they're playing. They're just, to me, like, this is why the Grizzlies don't scare me. There's no structure to the way they play. Tell me I'm wrong.
What do you mean there's no structure, just out of curiosity?
There's no set plays. There's no, I don't know if you watch the player post-game interviews and stuff like that. Anthony Edwards and D'Lo last night, they said that they play basketball. They've been playing basketball. They said they've never seen a team in the NBA like the Suns, okay? Everything they do has a purpose. He said, even if you think that you've locked them down, it was a mirage, because they're really, instead of trying to kick the ball out for a three, really they were waiting for Ayton to get into position so they can put him down in the post.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they said that everything is tight. Everything they do has structure. Everything, there's a plan to everything. He said you can never throw them off their game. The Grizzlies look like they do a pick and then Ja tries to jam it. They do a pick, Ja drives, kicks it out for a three. Bane hits a three. They throw it down for a one-on-one post with Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, there's no, like, I don't know. That's just me, though.
I get what you mean, but I feel like not every team has to have those structured plays in the sense, because I feel like the real threat is, this is kind of like every LeBron team. That's kind of what this Grizzlies team is kind of turning into, is like, you're going to surround Ja with shooters. You know what I mean? And so when you're defending the Grizzlies and you see there's a screen at the top of the key, Ja is zooming past you. You have to make a choice. Are you going to double him? Because you're going to double him. He's leading the points per game in the paint. And like, it hasn't been done by a guard.
Last guy to do that was Iverson.
Exactly. And so you're either going to double him, or he's going to get a free two, or when you double him, he's going to kick it out to Devin Booker, Jaren Jackson.
That's what I'm saying. They're hooping. Like, there's nothing against it. It just worries me for the playoffs. Like, if you're a Grizzlies fan and you see that, it worries you for the playoffs, because I don't know how to say this. The playoffs are a completely different game.
No, they are.
Completely different game, right? And teams will figure out what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Against that high pick and roll. Because you're right. They have to figure out what you're going to do. Are you going to do this? You're going to do that? You got to pick your poison. I think teams are just going to suffocate the middle.
But, it's not like Ja can't shoot threes.
I'd rather him shoot threes than go and yam it on my face.
Ooh, oh baby. I mean, either way, and that's why I say I don't think it's bad. Yeah, I don't think the way they're playing is bad, because, just for comparison right now, John Morant is shooting 34% from the three this season. I don't want him shooting a wide open three. I don't.
I do.
Okay. Well,
What's he shooting from two?
from 2, 49.3.
Okay, so I'd rather him shoot threes.
Okay, but as you in Ja, when Ja gets hot, he gets hot.
Yeah.
So I will be very happy to see that.
Mind you, I love Ja.
Yeah.
For those listening that don't know, I picked him as Rookie of the Year.
You picked him. He should have been the number 1 pick, actually.
Yeah, I said that too. But I watched him in college. So right now, what I'm saying, I'm literally trying to pick any holes possible. I love the Grizzlies. I do.
Yep.
The only thing I can find against them is that they play with no structure. That's it.
But okay, so let me ask you this, because I feel like this Memphis team is kind of like every LeBron team, other maybe outside the Heat. But like, were you worried about those Cavs teams going into the playoffs? Because
they have LeBron on them.
But I mean, obviously, yeah, he's a generational player. But like, we're talking about a guy that we both have considered like guy's probably got next. It's him or Ant. So why would you don't like? I get it. He's young. He's his second or third year. His third year, right? It's
his third.
Yeah, third year. I just put a lot of stock in this kid. He's improved from. He was 32% last year from 3. It was 47% from 2. Now he's 49 and 34. He's up a percent from the line. He's up almost a rebound and a half. He's about the same in assists, up a little bit in the block, up in steals.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, that's all good and fine, everything like that. But let's say, okay, that the Clippers, they play the Clippers in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Which is likely.
You're gonna take what?
Which is likely.
Okay. You're gonna tell me right now, to my face, that you pick the Grizzlies and John Morant over the Clippers and Ty Lue.
Well, so let me ask you this, because did I already see? I think it was it. Who wasn't coming back for the next season? This whole season. It might have been Ben Simmons, yeah, because I saw we're talking about that last night or this next topic. But I don't know. It really just depends on how Kawhi and PG come back. Like, look at Clay. Did you think Clay was going to come back and just be what he's doing? I mean,
listen, let me make it easier for you. Let's say PG and Kawhi don't come back.
No, Memphis is winning 5 games.
Okay, even with Powell, if Powell comes back.
Yep, 5 games.
You're crazy.
Nope.
You're absolutely crazy, dude. Literally.
Maybe 6. And that's stretching it. No, man. It's who without Kawhi and PG, who is guarding Ja?
Who's guarding Ja?
Yeah.
Who the hell can guard Ja with Kawhi and Paul George?
Kawhi.
With Ja.
Kawhi can.
Only one. No way, dude. Kawhi's not quick enough to guard Ja. You're crazy, bro.
Well, no, I'm not saying quick, but he will not let him get past him on 1-on-1.
They'll just do that high pick and roll they always do.
But there's got to be something. There's got to be something that you're telling me that just Kawhi and PG can't guard the Grizzlies. No, that's not. No.
No, I didn't say they can't guard the Grizzlies. I said they can't guard Ja.
Who is at the head of that Grizzly Bear?
Grizzly Bear, Kawhi, or Paul George. But so here's my thing. Who's okay? Let me ask you a question. Who is the best defensive point guard in the NBA, would you say?
Fuck, I don't even know. Most of the point guards don't even play defense. Let me see.
The only one that really I can think of, right? Okay, the answer should have been Chris Paul like 10 years ago. It would have been Chris Paul, right? Because he was a lockup point guard back in his heyday.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I think you got to say Pat Bev.
What?
He's got yeah, dude.
Hold on. We have a listener that wants to talk, and I want to hear him. He did that after you said Pat Beverly was the best guarding point guard, defensive point guard in the league. So I'm gonna let this guy talk because I kind of want him to torture you right now because I don't think you remember there's this guy up in Milwaukee named Drew Holiday. So let me give this guy Hold on one second. There we go. Yo, Philly. Right now because I don't think you remember. There's this guy up in Milwaukee named Drew Holiday. So let me give this guy. Hold on one second.
Well, you said it.
There we go. What's that?
You said Drew Holiday. That's what I was going to say. You forgot about Drew Holiday.
Exactly. There we go.
The answer to the question.
Yes, sir. See, hey, Adam, you hear that?
Well,
I hear it. I hear it.
That's
Definitely hear it.
Where Philly? Just out of curiosity, where do you rank Pat Beverly amongst defensive point guards in the league?
Pat Beverly's up there, but he's not a. I don't look at him as a full-time player anymore.
He's not, right? I mean he doesn't play offense.
It's hard to say him. I mean, in his heyday, he was top 5 without a doubt, maybe top 3. But right now, like you said, there's not many point guards that even play defense.
Yeah.
It's Drew Holiday. The players themselves. I think Kevin Durant recently said it was Drew Holiday.
Oh, 100%. Oh, go ahead.
Ben Simmons was the other one.
Well, that was what I was gonna bring up, but I know it was a touchy subject because I see you're a Philly fan. But yeah, Ben Simmons he's when he plays is the best defensive point guard in the league, obviously. But everybody in the league claims that Drew Holiday is the best defender in the league. This was said on by KD on it was a JJ Redick's podcast, I believe, maybe a year or two ago, and ever since then, I feel like people have started to kind of notice, but I feel like people still sleep on him, which is still kind of mind blowing to me. They're the defending champions, and he was a big aspect or a big reason for that as well. Obviously, it was Giannis, but. Yeah, 100%. Drew Holiday right now. When Ben Simmons is playing, Ben Simmons. I want to say number 3. I don't know. Would we put Chris Paul above Pat Beverly right now? Because I kind of would.
At this point in his career,
but here's the thing. Chris Paul has got quick hands right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have that lateral quickness. He get torched by Ja. Okay, the only reason I said Pat Bev is because if you see Drew Holiday, right, and you're the Bucks, and you're the Grizzlies. Chris Paul has got quick hands right now, right? But he doesn't have that one-on-one matchup. He get torched by Ja. That's the thing that you guys don't see. The only reason I said Pat Bev is because, okay, if you see Drew Holiday, right, and you're the Bucks. There was an advanced stat that I saw, and the reason I've been quiet this whole time is I've been trying to find it. Okay, so you're never going to have that one-on-one match. He most picks in the NBA. Pat Bev does. With Pat Bev. Okay, so he's going to swim that pick. He's going to see it coming. He'll fight over the top. There whatever. There'll be a one-on-one matchup. He does it with Chris Paul. He does it with Booker. Okay. He does it with almost everyone that he's guarding in the NBA. You rarely ever see Pat Bev get picked. Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I feel like Pat Bev usually plays with a little bit more heart than most point guards, but I feel like that's not saying much because a lot of the point guards in the league now are just so score first on offense and just don't play any defense. So it's really hard to say, but that's just me. But we're actually, since we're on this topic, we're kind of going into Ben Simmons being out for the rest of the season. What do you take away from that? Because I actually kind of thought that Brooklyn, after the trade, was going to be a big problem in the East because they kind of, patched up those holes that we were worried about. They got more shooting with Seth Curry, and they got a pretty good big man in Andre Drummond, and then obviously one of the best defensive players in the league. He was a DPOY candidate only 2 years ago or a year ago. So what happens now for Brooklyn?
I want to hear the Philly guys talk about this first.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about Brooklyn? They're still going to be a threat because they have Kyrie Irving. The ban was lifted. The COVID restriction was lifted. They'll be able to play every game.
What happens now for Brooklyn?
Like you said, they got Steph Curry. Who we needed. That's a guy who we needed. We need him on this team right now. I would have rather Thibault than Curry, but Brooklyn wouldn't do the trade unless we included Curry. Curry's a spacer. He's going to get himself 5-6 open three-pointers every night. He's going to hit 3 of them. He's a guy you need. He's going to put up 20 points. Andre Drummond's slow. He's He's a guy. He can't move. He can't move anymore. He'll still get you double-digit rebounds, but as far as scoring, there's no scoring there. I can't say we got a score either. DeAndre Jordan, he's horrible. He can't even jump.
He's a guy. He can't move. He can't move anymore. He'll still get.
Talk about Brooklyn. I still think they're the best team in the East.
Scoring there.
Really? Okay. See.
With or without Ben Simmons.
Wow.
Ben Simmons doesn't want to play. He doesn't love basketball. That's part of the problem here. He doesn't love to play. He doesn't care if he wins. He never did. All he wanted to do is pass, distribute. He never wanted to improve his scoring, improve his shooting. He just blamed everybody else for it.
Yeah, and I mean, no, and I respect that because I remember watching that wide open layup right next to Trae Young, and I think that was the moment I knew. I was like, wow, this guy.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, when Joel Embiid said, "What are you doing? Take the dunk," he said, "I didn't want to get fouled. You can reflect. They were going to foul me. I didn't want to go to foul on you."
Exactly, and that's like, I think that's when I knew Ben Simmons, his trajectory was going to change a bit. And it's crazy because I've always been big on Ben Simmons, and I always thought that he's a good player. There was a lot of comparisons to LeBron early in his career. I knew he was no LeBron, obviously, because offensively he could drive to the basket and dunk it, but there was no sign of like a mid-range working the post that much, let alone getting behind the arc. Like I remember when he attempted his first three, the fucking crowd was going nuts just for an attempt. But getting back on Brooklyn, they are, I don't know if they're the best team in the East right now. I think the trade was kind of crazy. I think giving up Curry instead of Thibault was more like long term, which is insane because if you're trading for James Harden, you're kind of in a win now. So I feel like it was kind of like a half in, half out type of trade, and obviously I think there's no love lost on losing Drummond. I mean, he's not what everybody thinks he is. Like everybody thought when he was going to go from to the Lakers. Like ever since he had a couple good years in Detroit. I'm actually from Detroit. I'm a somewhat Pistons fan because they fucking suck. But he was good, but he doesn't play winning basketball. He never has. Like that Pistons team where he could drop 25 and 25. They didn't win shit. So.
Yeah, those teams with him and Greg Monroe.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were horrible. You know what I mean? Like they were huge, but they were horrible. And I feel like that's what everybody thinks they get when they're getting Drummond as a 25 and 25 guy, and that's not who he is anymore, or who he really ever was, because he wasn't dropping 25 and 25 in a winning season. This guy was always at the bottom of the East. Best, I think they made an 8th seed appearance in the playoffs. That was it, and I think that was when Reggie Jackson was still on the Pistons. So, but I don't know. I don't know who I would say is the best in the East right now.
Best in the East is the Bucks. That's the right answer. It always will be the right answer.
Well,
That's all there is to it.
I don't know, man. I think
They were right. They were last year.
I don't think this year they are. I think
PJ Tucker, right?
yeah, they lost PJ. They had DiVincenzo going to Sacramento. Like they lost a lot and they didn't get much back. And like I don't really understand the Serge Ibaka. But this is gonna be a hot take. Okay, I think the best team in the East right now is the Celtics, and it's crazy because
that's not a hot take. That's not a hot take. They've been the best team in the East since the All-Star break or Christmas or something like that.
I
yeah,
said that this morning.
yeah, but it's like they're on a hot streak. But to say you're the best team when you're the 4th seed, obviously they're only like 2 games out. But like these guys are hitting their stride, and that's crazy to me is these guys. I mean, Williams has been good for them, but I really feel like if they had a really good like star level big man, it'd be over. It would be over. Like
I said that this morning at work. I said to my buddy, I said, the Celtics are like the 90s Knicks with an offense.
yeah,
Like defense, but they can score.
yeah.
Unstoppable.
It's
See the guy that got the tattoo with the 2022 NBA champion?
yeah. It always scares me. It always scares me when fans do that. But
Let me ask a hypothetical. If the Suns play the Celtics in the finals, okay, hypothetically, who wins?
2020.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Boston.
It always
Let me-
scares me.
Really?
Either way, it's going to 7.
Let me ask a hypothetical. If the Suns play the
depends what Chris
Celtics in the
Paul's
finals, okay, hypothetically, who wins?
I don't even know.
Boston.
Really?
Either way, it's going to 7.
Well, it depends what Chris Paul's health is. If he's 100%, yeah, I agree. It'd probably go 7.
You can never. Chris Paul at his age. There's no 100% anymore. It's the same thing with LeBron.
Because the thing about the Suns, right? And there's not a lot of teams that can compete with their size. They legit have 3 guys that could start on most teams, centers, right? Then you talk about possibly getting Saric back, and the way that Frank Kaminsky was playing for us in the beginning of the season, and laugh and everything like that. But I showed Dylan exactly what Frank was doing in the beginning of the season. But who guards Ayton? Who guards McGee on the Celtics? That's the thing. The Suns use their bigs so well that I don't think the Celtics are a good matchup, the Suns are a good matchup for the Celtics. That's just me.
Yeah, it'll be close because McHale is going to be. Bridges is probably going to guard Tatum, obviously. And then you got Booker on Jaylen Brown. I don't know. Honestly, I kind of hope that's the finals because would be an insane 7-game series. I honestly
Yeah,
think.
but who guards Ayton? You saw Ayton carry the Suns last night against the Timberwolves. He carried a Book had a terrible game till the fourth quarter. Ayton kept him in that game and dropped 35 and 18 or whatever it was, 35 and 16 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we say the same thing when the Sixers play the Celtics. Who's going to guard Embiid? But then the Celtics beat us by 50.
Yeah, exactly. It's really weird. It just
They
never
use
works
multiple
out that
guys.
way. And I think that's kind of their thing, and that's what's kind of been their stride is that it's not just one guy defensively, it's the entire team is buying in. Like their help defense, I think, just from the eye test, is the best in the league right now.
You talk about the defensive point guards or defensive players in general. Marcus Smart's he's one of the top 10 defenders in the league.
Yeah, and I would put Marcus Smart over Pat Bev, not to keep going in on you, Adam, but I think
You guys are crazy. I'm still gonna keep to my swim stat, dude. He takes more one-on-one defensive assignments every day than most other point guards. That's all I'm gonna say. It's because of that swim stat.
all I'm saying, there's a guy who averaged triple doubles for 3 seasons in a row that said he's got you all fooled. He doesn't even play defense. I'm not saying names, but I just want that to be known. But I don't know. I think honestly, Robert Williams has been good for the Celtics thus far. I wouldn't be surprised if they really kind of run on a tear through the East all fucking playoffs. Honestly, if it ends up going down to the Suns and Celtics, I'm going Celtics just because I remember how close those series were against LeBron in like the early years of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like I don't know, I just don't want to bet against those guys.
Yeah, I wish I would have bet the Celtics when they were 60-1.
All right, let's
talk about the
see.
East and other teams in the East. What happened with Miami last night?
That's what we were talking about earlier. We have no idea, and I want to know because I'm sure. Obviously they were getting beat by a Steph Curry-less Warriors, but
they got beat by no Embiid, no Harden the night before, so they were frustrated.
Yeah, and that was
But
I don't know what's going on.
What did Butler say? What did Butler say to Spoelstra?
That's what I would pay. I would pay great money, a lot of money to know.
Well, because Spoelstra said, "What, you want to fight me?" And then Haslam got involved. Nobody knows what Butler said.
All I know is PJ Tucker's a dog, man, and I've never seen him look so surprised and so shocked.
Yeah, he didn't move.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh shit, did he really just say that?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. Miami's Miami, but they're so deep that it's really hard to count them out. But we were talking about that earlier in the podcast, and we were saying it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out because that team can either grow from it or they are going to crumble. And Jimmy B is going to be out of Miami. I don't know where he's going to go if he was to leave Miami. I wouldn't mind a Philly return. Ironically enough, but I don't know.
Trade Tobias Harris for him.
Yeah, Tobias. Oh man, I forgot about Tobias Harris.
Well, that's who we picked over him because Jimmy couldn't get along with Brett Brown, so that's why we had to sign Tobias Harris instead of Butler.
Yeah, but that's who you really were choosing him over. You were choosing Brett Brown over Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then eventually they both ended up gone. So kudos to the Philly front office. The next topic is the best scorer ever, and I think Adam, you wanted to talk about this because somebody said, who was it? So you talked to me about. Yeah, I can hear you. Is it KD?
Okay. It's who I wanted to talk about as the best scorer ever.
No, you picked this topic, and I thought it was because somebody said KD was the best scorer ever.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Perkins on NBA Today was saying that KD is a better scorer than LeBron, better scorer than Jordan, better scorer than Kareem, better scorer than Wilt. He just went down the list, and then he went on to analyze his 2-point shots and mid-range shots and everything like that. And to me, the best scorer will always be Jordan. He could get a shot. He could score whenever the hell he wanted to. Doesn't matter. You could say the same technically for Kevin Durant, but there's no hand checking, right? So it's easier for Durant to score. Does that make it so that Durant's the best scorer ever? In my opinion, no. It's never going to be that. Jordan made it look easy. He made the game look effortless. He made it so that a white guy in Alabama thought that he could go score, right? Literally, Durant just doesn't do that. You look at Durant, you're like, oh, the dude's 7 feet tall, right? Jordan made people believe that basketball was easy, and he made it look effortless. That's it. Jordan's the best scorer ever.
What do you think about that, Philly?
Yeah, he did it. When you asked the question, a couple names went through my head, and you think Michael Jordan did it in an era of defense, in an era of the Pistons and the Pacers and the Knicks and all those teams. So for him to do it in that era, yeah, I'd have to agree. Got to throw out a kudos to Allen Iverson too. He was a hell of a scorer.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not gonna give too much flack because I do also agree, and especially because you brought off the Knicks, the bad boy Pistons. I think people forget that era.
The Celtics, dude. The Celtics too. Kevin McHale would knock you on your ass.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that because I don't know. I feel like that wasn't too. I feel like for Michael himself, it was more the Pistons were knocking him on his ass. You know what I mean?
But the Celtics did it too, though. You can't.
They did. But I'm saying, like, when you think about Mike, who do you think you think about him driving to the paint?
You think about the Pistons.
Exactly.
You think about the Pistons, yeah.
So
because they were the when Jordan started coming into his own, they were the top dogs.
Yeah, so, yeah. He couldn't get over that hump until they got old, but that's neither here nor there. But I think obviously, yeah, it's Mike. I mean, everybody knows that this dude. I mean, what is there to even say that it hasn't already been said? You know what I mean? It's Michael Jordan. I think outside of that, like you already said, it was Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was hell of a bucket getter. I think another one, Kobe Bryant. I feel like I know a lot of people will put him up there, but he definitely should be up there in terms of scoring. I think getting back to the original question, Adam, KD being the best scorer ever, no, because I think this guy, how many points does this guy even have? It wasn't anything crazy in his career, and he's what, like 33? 33, and he has.
Yeah, I think he's got like
23,000.
Yeah, something like that.
So like, how can you be the greatest scorer ever if you're not even up? I mean, he's up there, but LeBron just hit what, like 37,000 or something. So you're talking about a guy historically who's been pass first, essentially, but not always, but who has a shit ton of assists, and you're gonna say he's the best scorer? I don't even think he's the best scorer of this generation. I mean, oh, we have another request to speak. Let's see. Prince. Oh, he left. Okay. Anyway, so I think now KD. KD, I think he's one of, and then this is why I like Brooklyn, because I've said this before. Kyrie is the most skilled NBA player ever to play the game. His ball handling, his hezzies, his touch with the ball, like this guy can do everything under the sun. Never will ever see. He's Allen Iverson on steroids. Um, but I think KD is the most above talented scorer above 7 feet. You know what I mean? Because will we ever see? Or he's
Let me ask you a question. You said above 7 feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time KD scored 100? I'm just curious.
Okay. Well, come on, we can't talk about Wilt, man.
I'm just saying. You said it. You said above 7 feet. So
okay. I mean, we can't. No, Wilt is untouchable. You know, what I mean? I feel like
did
that
it
goes
against a
without
bunch of 6'4" white guys.
Exactly.
oh, come on. Bill Russell was how many defensive player of the years did Bill Russell win? Come on now.
I mean the 100 points. He did the 100-point game
Yeah.
Wow.
against a bunch of little guys.
That's true,
And
but still.
all 5 guys were guarding him at the end of the game, and he still
Hey.
scored.
Hey, just like listen, I'll be the first one to talk shit about how Booker scored 70 points. But he still scored 70 points, dude. All right?
Oh, okay. I feel like Wilt goes without saying you can't beat Wilt. But in the modern, not 6 foot white guy dominated NBA, it's got to be KD, right? Like this guy has.
I think you're right, but I think Embiid has a chance to take what you're saying and completely destroy that narrative. That's just all I'm saying. Yeah, because Embiid, listen, and I'm not just saying this because we have a Philly guy here, okay?
No.
Embiid is the embodiment of what this generation's center needs to be, right? He plays defense.
Oh, don't say
he
that
can go.
because he's always injured.
He ain't always injured. Trust the
Not
process.
Tell him, Philly.
Not this year. He hasn't been injured.
Well,
yeah,
not
I
this
know.
year.
I used to have a Twitter account called Glass Embiid, so I can't disagree. I mean, it was every night. He was questionable or doubtful for years.
But no one calls him street clothes, at least, dude.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he got involved though. He fired his management. They were the ones holding him out. They were the ones saying that he can't play back to backs. He got involved and said, "I'm playing. If I'm healthy, if I feel good, I'm playing."
Good.
And I mean, I don't know if he's going to win the MVP this year, but
he damn should.
He should. But
Jokic is going to win.
That's the problem. He's missed 14 games.
Yeah.
So when the voters look at that, they're going to see. But by the time the year's over, he'll probably miss 16, 17. They'll see he played 65 games and he played 82 again. Then they say, "What's the best availability?" I'm sick of hearing that, but that's what they all say.
Yeah. No, I'm, and this is something we talked on the past episodes. I'm pushing for Embiid, but Adam likes Jokic, but we'll see.
I don't think. Listen, it's because of the supporting cast thing, dude. It's not like I like Jokic more than Embiid. I think Embiid is the better player. But when you look at the resume, okay, Jokic has barely had any help all season. His point guard's been out all season. The guy that was supposed to take some load off of him, right? MPJ has been out all season also. I think he played 12 games or something like that, and then he got injured. The whole thing is that you take Jokic off Denver just is gone, right?
Yeah, but it's not like Denver's a top 3 seed though. I mean,
I agree with you, but it's more impressive in my opinion what Jokic is doing. That's all.
So hold on.
It's
let me
nice to
ask you
talk
this.
basketball without hearing people yell all the time. Though I tell you that. a lot of these Twitter spaces, you can't get a word in. It's just F you, F this. I do a podcast myself every week, and it's nice to talk calmly for once.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game, and this is all a game that we love, So there's no reason to get all worked up over it. I mean, there's gonna be some times where we get worked up, but what I wanted to add was, man, I lost my train of thought. What were you just saying, Adam?
I was saying that it's more impressive what Jokic is doing than
Oh,
what Embiid
yes.
is doing
This is what I
because
was
he
saying.
hasn't had any help.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. We talked about this last episode. I think his supporting cast is better when they're not in the starting lineup. We had already talked about that. I think them being in the starting lineup, having these pressures that they aren't accustomed to, is messing with them a lot more, making them look a lot worse than they are, which I think you kind of agreed with last episode. But let me ask you this: do you think Jokic, taking off Jokic off the Nuggets, like let's say Jokic got hurt tomorrow, knock on wood, but Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray were healthy. You're telling me that Denver team still sinks?
That's the thing, though. You're kind of playing into exactly what I'm saying, right? They're not healthy, and Denver's where they are. They haven't been healthy all year, right?
Well, no, but let me follow up with this. Joel Embiid goes down tomorrow, knock on wood. I hope not. Does that team sink or swim?
They're gonna sink, but I will say this, okay? Hypothetically speaking, okay, and Philly guy probably is gonna get about to tear me apart. That's fine. and in fact, I want to hear what he has to say about this also. In my opinion, the James Harden trade was a bad trade. Okay. In a perfect world, if Ben Simmons was playing and you had all that depth that you guys just traded away, okay, and Embiid goes down, right? So this is a hypothetical situation, and Embiid goes down, that team still plays. That team is unbelievably deep with Ben Simmons playing and everything like that.
Simple answer, because I've gone over the scenario 20 times on our show every week. They'd be a great regular season team, not a playoff team. Because once the playoffs come, the game slows down. It goes to a half-court style. The Sixers have Thibault and Simmons who can't play in a half-court offense. They're defense first, fast break guys. And it doesn't work in the playoffs. We've seen it. We've seen them lose to Toronto. We've seen them lose to Boston. We've seen them lose to Atlanta last year. No matter who we play, they beat us because we're basically playing 3-on-5 or 4-on-5 when Simmons and Thibault are on the court. So Harden's going to give us better scoring.
You're not worried about the choke. You're not worried about the choking, though.
Oh, I am, because Harden looks slow. I've noticed since he's come here watching him every night that he's not the same player he was with Houston. He's definitely lost a step.
He hasn't taken that fat suit off yet. That's all, dude. He'll take it off soon.
He's not in bad shape. He's just not getting the calls. He's not getting the foul calls like he used to when he throws his arms up in the air. And that was his bread and butter, getting to the foul line.
That's been a big adjustment for Harden. It was since the the rule changes this season. It's been night and day in terms of how he's playing, and he just doesn't seem as confident in his jumper. Like, I don't know what it is. It's been, even before he was in Philly, when he was in Brooklyn, he doesn't like. I feel like when he was in Houston, when he shoots, I'm like, yep, it's going in. But
just about every time he shot, I thought it was gonna go into.
Exactly, but now it's like, nah, not a fucking chance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's a. Oh, go ahead.
It seems like he has to dribble 20, 30 times before he shoots the ball. He has to like get.
He's pumping it up, dude. Like those old school shoes. He's pumping up the ball, dude.
I call him Jimmy Dribbles already. I can't take it. He dribbles the air out of the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like you got this routine, and you got to have the ball for the whole possession until the shot clock's down to like 3, and he's like, all right, it's time. You know, it's a weird
day we got him. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But so let me ask you this, just to finalize this topic. Do you think the Harden trade was a bad trade, or are you still sticking with it? Because I think it wasn't a bad trade, but it could have been better.
I don't like I said earlier, I don't like the fact that we lost Curry. That part of it was bad, and it remains to be seen. If we go to the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals, it can't be called a bad trade. But it has to be seen. For the Nets, I guess it was, because they got a Simmons that isn't going to play.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially
it was a horrible trade for the Nets. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say horrible, because they fixed up a lot of their issues, because their defense was a big issue, and they get a DPOY candidate. Not this year, but last year. Even though he's not playing, but when you do this trade, that's what they're thinking. Then you get a big man. Go ahead.
But let me ask you a question on this, okay? Patty Mills, Seth Curry, right? They're healthy. Let's say you throw Ben Simmons in the mix. That's dangerous. The fact that you take Ben Simmons out okay, and you don't have fluidity in this offense. I think last night against the Grizzlies, I'm pretty sure the Nets had like 15 assists total. There's no fluidity in that offense. People like Seth Curry, Patty Mills, they rely on those standstill shots, right? Like, I don't know, man.
But you're telling me in the playoffs, with KD and Kyrie having the ball, you don't think Seth Curry and Patty Mills, and don't forget about Joe Harris.
I do, but I just think that the Philly offense, the Philly offensive system, their structure, okay, is better than the Nets. I think, in fact, listen, I'm from Phoenix. I've been a Phoenix Suns fan my entire life. I'm going to say this about Steve Nash. I think he's a terrible fucking coach.
Oh, yeah, he's horrible.
So,
well,
yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, only time's going to tell. But we'll see. I mean, I think there's still a lot to be had. Oh, I accidentally closed my phone. There's a lot of stuff is gonna kind of unplay. I mean, we're coming down to the last little stretch of the regular season, and then the real like crunch time starts. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna see what these teams are really made of. And I'm really, really excited because the East is going to be so good. Like we've been talking about how nobody's gonna want to see this Raptors team, this Cleveland team in a 7-game series. I don't think anybody at this point is worried about the Bulls unless they pull some crazy, rabbit out of their ass. But
all things get healed through Lonzo.
Yeah, Lonzo's the messiah of Chicago.
Yes.
So let's talk about the best team in the East. We've kind of we'll keep going back and forth, and I think we've kind of come to the consensus that it's Boston.
Not me.
Well, you think it's who?
It's the Bucks, bro.
Oh yeah,
listen,
you think it's
the Bucks, man. I'm sorry, Philly guy. I'm sorry, Boston. It's the Bucks.
Oh, I don't want it to be Boston. I'm just saying what I see. If you ask me who I wouldn't want to play right now, it's Boston or Brooklyn.
Which is crazy to me because I would love.
I can't wait for the East playoffs. Dude, there's so many. Like I look at those teams over there in the East, and I'm like, I'm just.
Well, here, let me ask
fuck
a question
that,
to Philly.
dude.
Let me ask a question to Philly.
Yeah.
Philly, if the playoffs start today, let me see. Let me pull up the East standings real quick because I don't want to mess up the hypothetical real quick. So if the playoffs started today, you would be seeing. I want to say you'd be playing the Raptors. How confident are you that the Sixers would? How many games is that series going?
That's another tough defensive team. They're well coached. Nick Nurse is a really good adjusting coach during the game. They just beat us the other night. They played really good defense on us. So I'd say the Sixers would win the series, but it would probably go 6 or 7.
And that's what I'm just. And then, so let's say something happens, and you're actually playing the Cavs first round. How many games do you think that's going?
That's a sweep. We've played really good against Cleveland this year. They haven't been impressive at all. We've owned them. And I actually liked Cleveland. I had a guy on my show a couple of weeks ago who was a big Cleveland fan. And he almost talked me into putting a little money on them, but I've watched them play. They're not ready to win yet.
No, it's definitely not their time, but in a couple of years, this team is going to pretty much it's going to be I think the East is going to end up being like in 3 to 4 years, it's going to be Boston and Cleveland.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think they trade Sexton this offseason?
I hope so.
Yeah, because they need another big man that can score.
I think realistically,
Could you see Sexton possibly go into like let's say Detroit or something for Jeremy Grant?
I don't think that's enough for Sexton.
No, it really depends.
You could throw in a first also.
Yeah, I mean this year's first? That'd be a top 5 pick probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm thinking maybe if they did like Jeremy Grant. I don't know. I don't really know what Colin Sexton's stock is at right now. Like I don't know what the value,
It's not a whole lot because it's a pretty well known that the Cleveland locker room does not like him very much.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that whole Dinwiddie situation.
Well, yeah, but look at what they gave up. I think KP. I thought KP was still a great player, and I don't know if you saw it the other day in Washington. He put up like 35 points or something. He scored 16 in the fourth, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they want another point guard in Detroit though. I really don't. I think they just. I mean, I don't think Sexton's gonna play the two. I don't.
No, you have Cunningham play the two.
I don't think Cade wants to play the two either. I think Cade wants the ball in his hands.
How about Sexton to Miami for Butler?
Ooh.
They're gonna need a point guard. Kyle Lowry can't play forever.
Yeah, he's got a couple years maybe, and then he's gonna. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think hypothetical. Like, what team needs a point guard right now? Because like even when I think of the worst
Lakers.
teams, well, outside of the
Yeah.
fucking Lakers, like because Orlando doesn't need one really. Who's at the bottom of the West? The Kings don't need one. Man, I don't know.
Okay, OKC doesn't need one. I mean, there's not a whole lot of teams that actually need a point guard, right? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, ironically, the Wizards, but
who are they? Who are they giving up though?
but that's what I'm saying. That maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Rui Hachimura.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's like no team needs a point guard like at all. Like he could maybe come off the bench for the Pelicans.
How are you gonna have, dude? Like all the stuff that people say about Sexton, like that's great and everything like that, but he's still like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, he scores like 21 points a game, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, no, he's not a horrible scorer.
Yeah, exactly. He might be a horrible teammate, but there's a lot of players in the NBA that are horrible teammates, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be weird, but we got to get moving, dude. We're only like halfway through our topics here.
Oh no, so we skipped LeBron to the Suns because we know that's not happening.
I want to hear what Philly has to say about that.
All right, go ahead.
Philly. There's Charles Oakley. He came out and he said that LeBron should get traded to the Suns. Now we already talked about this. I just want to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, LeBron to the Suns when I guess in the offseason, obviously. For who?
Chris Paul.
Bridges?
They were unclear. He was unclear. He was just saying that LeBron needs another championship to secure his legacy, and the only places he's going to get it is either Philly or the Suns. And then the guy that he was saying it to said, "Who would you rather see him go to?" And he said the Suns. So that was it. There was no for who thrown around or anything like that. But
yeah. Well, I mean, if he goes to the Suns, obviously somebody would come off the Suns.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul would go to the Lakers. Well, that wouldn't happen. They wouldn't trade LeBron for a guy that's the same age as him.
Well, no, but this is my idea is that if you're the Suns front office and LeBron wants to go to Phoenix, and obviously I think it's very apparent that LA is kind of over LeBron. I feel like the front office is kind of. I mean, there was talks that they were even thinking about shopping LeBron right before the trade deadline, which I don't understand how you're going to try to shop one of the best players in the league before the trade deadline. But if he says, I want to go to Phoenix, and your Phoenix, do you take a couple more years of LeBron's maybe the end of his prime to try to win a chip? Or do you keep this?
Hell no, because they're going to win this year. But listen, here's the thing. I don't do it because the Suns are winning because of their depth. Okay? That's what has been killing the Lakers the last 2 years is they don't have depth because they pride themselves on having these big flashy names. Phoenix has never been about that, dude. The splashiest trade that we made was Barkley, like ever, right? Like you could say Shaq, but Shaq was a shell of himself when he came to Phoenix, right? You could say Nash, but Nash hadn't won an MVP yet. He was barely an all-star in Dallas when he came to Phoenix, right? So Phoenix doesn't do splashy trades. We're not a big market. We're not Philly. We're not Boston. We're not LA. We're not Miami. You know what I mean? So LeBron to Phoenix, like why? Like you're ruining what makes Phoenix great, and that's the depth. So.
But you wouldn't lose any depth if you just do a 1-for-1.
They're not gonna. Philly's right. They're not gonna trade Chris Paul for LeBron straight up. You're gonna have to give up Bridges. You're gonna have to give up Aiton. Yeah,
No
yeah.
way.
I'm telling you.
No
Yeah,
way.
you're gonna have. At the very least, you're gonna lose Cam Johnson. At the
No.
very least. At the
Give him
absolute very
campaign.
least.
Give him campaign and move on.
That's not gonna happen, man.
Because I mean, I'm kind of over campaign, to be honest, but that's just me.
What, bro? Bro.
Anyway.
The Sixers trade to the Suns for the Barkley trade was the worst trade in Philadelphia history. We got back Jeff Hornacek, Andrew Lang, and Mark West.
Yeah, that was about as good as the Lakers trading for Steve Nash that had back issues, and we got a haul for that too.
Don't forget
What? Don't forget what?
Russell Westbrook to the Lakers.
I think the Nash one was worse. Dude,
No
honestly.
way.
Yeah, they lost so much. They lost like 2 first-round picks. They lost so much shit, dude.
How?
I
don't know.
But go ahead, dude. All you lost was KCP, Kuzma, and who else? Who else did they trade for Russ?
I guarantee you right now they would love to have KCP and Kuzma. Fuck, I don't care about my.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That LA has been doing that to themselves the last couple of years, dude. Where they pride themselves on having these big flashy names, and they have no depth. Who is it? Sorry. I can't hear you, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. My headphones died. I went to my backup headphones.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
I said,
No,
wasn't Montrezl Harrell the other part of the trade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, let's kind of move it because I gotta get off here soon.
Okay.
Is the end near for the American basketball dominance?
Yeah. So I saw this on ESPN. They were talking about it. Jalen Rose says that it's absolutely the end for American basketball dominance. You got the 3 leading MVP candidates are foreign born, obviously. Some people care about this shit, some people don't. Whatever. So I wanted to get your take on that. Is this the end?
Well, I think honestly it's already the end. Like American basketball is not dominating anymore. It hasn't been for years. Like think about the last few MVPs and DPOYs, like or even MIPs too. Like you think of Pascal, you think of Embiid, you think of Giannis, you think of Jokic. I mean, a guy that should be in that conversation, Luka Doncic. The United States, American basketball, North American basketball is not dominated for a while. But in the senses, I don't think it's like over. Like, I don't think the league is going to be run by foreign players. Because like,
but it already is basically. It already is.
But when I think about it, it's like who's going to be the face, And I feel like the NBA has been trying to kind of like pass that torch from LeBron to Giannis for the last like 3 years, and it's just not sticking. It's not sticking because Giannis doesn't want to be that guy. I don't know. He's just not. I mean, this is not who he is. He doesn't want to be the face, and for whatever reason, he has the skill set. He has the resume. I mean, dude won DPOY and back-to-back MVPs, I think. Like, he's nuts. He's nuts. I mean, he won a chip, Finals MVP, and he's like 25 or 26. I don't even know. But when I think about it, I think about who's going to be the face of the league, and then we already talked about it. In a couple of years, it's going to be Ja Morant or it's going to be Anthony Edwards. I mean, I could see maybe Luka, but yeah.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Jason Tatum too. So that's why I say like these guys are all these guys are all North Americans, obviously outside of Luka. So I don't know. Does holding the best?
But you're saying North American. I better look this up before I stick my foot in my mouth. Hold on.
What?
Is Anthony Edwards from Canada? I feel like he is.
Yeah, but Canada's in North America.
Yeah, but the way that they were talking about it, they were talking about like international tournaments with like where you have to play as like under your flag and stuff like that.
And I don't even think Anthony Edwards from Canada. He's from Georgia.
Okay, so there you go. So there you go. So then that's fine. You're right. All right.
But like, you know what I'm saying? But even like,
Yeah.
even if we're just talking about foreign born, you don't think of Canada as a foreign born player, right? Like, do you think
No, but
RJ
Canada,
Barrett-
if you look at it like there's a kid and I'm super high on him. I don't know if you guys watch college basketball. It's fine if you don't. It's okay. Not everyone's perfect. But there's a guy on the U of A basketball team, is Mathurin.
Yeah.
That kid is from Canada. Canada will be, okay, the second best basketball country in the world for years to come. The players that they have, you talk about Jamal Murray, also Canadian. I mean, it's it's a different thing when you get into that, and that's what Jalen Rose was talking about. He was saying that it is threatened, and that these players that play in the NBA under that are foreign born, they're gonna take their knowledge back to their international teams, and that's what he was saying.
You want to hear the list of the Canadian NBA basketball players just in the NBA right now?
Yeah, I mean it's nuts when you
Nikhil Alexander Walker, RJ Barrett, Kim Birch, Chris Boucher.
Kim Birch is a beast, by the way. I don't care who
O'Shea
you are.
Brissett, Dylan Brooks, Brandon Clark, Lou Dort, Quist Duarte.
Oh man,
SGA,
holy shit! I mean, look at
Corey Joseph.
How many listen to that list?
Jamal Murray, Kelly Olynyk, Dwight Powell, Joshua Primo, Nick Stauskas, Tristan Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Lindell Wigginton.
Yeah, I mean, so there you go, dude. So I don't know.
Still waiting for you to name a good player.
Oh man, come on! Don't sleep on Jamal Murray.
That was good, dude.
I'm so high on Jamal Murray, man. That dude is a fucking monster.
All right, I'll give you Murray.
Murray, I've always said it. Murray will be the best player to ever come out of Toronto, and it's not even close. That guy is so skilled. It sucks he's always injured, but that dude's a fucking beast.
All right, so
let's go. Level of concern if you're Steve Kerr.
Shit, dude, super high. They're not nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they get knocked out of the first round. I'm gonna be just completely honest.
No, if they all right, so they're third right now. They would play. Who would they play? They would play. Dallas, right?
Would they?
Yeah, I think Dallas is sixth right now.
No, Nuggets.
Okay, Nuggets. Listen, it's the same thing. Who guards Jokic? They have
Draymond.
No, dude. You're hilarious, dude. Listen, Dre can guard big power forwards. He can guard small forwards. He can guard shooting guards. He ain't gonna guard no 7-footer. He can't guard Embiid. He can't guard. He can't guard Ayton. He can't guard Jokic. Like, come on, man. They got the same issue, dude. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I actually think they're gonna get knocked down, though. I think the Jazz. Well, actually, how many regular season games are left? Not many. They might end up staying at the 3 seed.
Is that how many games are left?
Yeah, how many games they got left in the regular season?
Everybody has about 10 games left.
10?
Yeah.
So they could end up falling to the 4th seed, which would put them against Dallas, unless Dallas moves up to 4th and passes them, which puts them in 5th. I don't know. Either way, I don't think it looks good for Golden State, man. Like, and even if if Steph Curry comes back and he looks good, I don't know. I mean,
They just don't have size. They needed Wiseman to come back, dude.
And they needed Clay to be Clay. I mean, he's just been rough since he came back, and it sucks. I mean, obviously, you can try to do Jordan Poole over Clay, but man.
It's just, it doesn't look good for them. It's sad, but it's just, it is what it is.
It's sad. They had their time, man. They fucking had KD come there and fucking run and shit. Fuck them. You know, no hate. Yeah, fuck that. I'm over the Warriors dynasty, man.
All right. So,
if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm worried, man, because shit is only going down from here.
Yep, I agree with you.
And then,
our advanced metrics worth a damn. Let me paint a picture here, okay? just gonna throw this out there. I've been arguing with a lot of people on Twitter. A lot of people on Twitter love to knock my boy Devin Booker, the king of the valley, the third coming of MJ, and you
That's
know,
just disrespectful.
just shut your mouth, all right? I'm
That's
going
just
off right now.
disrespectful.
Listen, the man was on the Olympic team. Okay, everyone loves to sit there and push his buttons about this one stat. Okay, it's an advanced metric, very obscure. Basically, it depends on your volume of shooting, but it weighs very heavily on if you attempt free throws. Okay, this one stat, he's ranked in the hundreds in the NBA. So they use that one stat as a reason to basically say he's out of the MVP conversation. He can't be a top shooting guard in the NBA. All this crap. My point is the eye test. Is that more important than advanced metrics? Are advanced metrics overcoming the eye test? Are old heads like me just, we shouldn't worry about what the player looks like when they're scoring, if they're winning, if they're on the damn Olympic team, if they're on the All-Star team. Like, are you really serious when people say Booker should not be in the MVP conversation? He's not a top shooting guard in the NBA because of the advanced metrics.
Go ahead, Philly. I want to hear what you got to say.
I'm so glad you said the eye test because that was going to be my response before you said it. I'm 43 years old myself, and I don't care what these numbers say. I go by what I watch. I think I'm a pretty good judge of talent, and just like I'm a big baseball fan too, and none of those sabermetrics and any of those numbers mean a damn thing to me.
Hell yeah, brother.
I hate it when they started with managing baseball teams by a computer. Same with basketball. Championships and how a guy plays are what matters to me.
Yeah, and I agree. So let me ask you this: since you do kind of follow that, who are the top 3 shooting guards in the league right now?
In terms of the statistics they use.
No. Just by your ranking, who are the top 3 shooting guards in the league?
Wow.
Oh my God. I mean, I would put Booker 1, and then you go ...
Okay, but I need to know the 2 and 3. I don't want to need dots. I need names.
I mean, what do you call? Okay. So what do you call McCollum?
A shooting guard.
Okay. What do you call Jimmy Butler?
Small forward.
Small forward.
Because according to Basketball Reference, he plays shooting guard.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on like that. Like you think of him like, I don't know. So like
a healthy Klay Thompson's a top shooting guard.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Clay, I mean, yeah, but I mean, who else? Like, that's the thing. Like, that's another argument that I use on Twitter a lot, right? Who else could you even put next to Booker and be like, he's he could be in that conversation? Who else?
Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell.
Bradley Beal don't play defense. Neither does Donovan Mitchell. Statistically speaking, Devin Booker is a top 5 defensive player in the NBA. That's statistically speaking across all positions. He is far and above the top defensive shooting guard in the NBA. So you can't even the man since Chris Paul has been out is averaging 29, 7, and 8 since Chris Paul's been out. So there's no one else. He stands alone, in my opinion. You don't even need to talk about the other 2. That's it. There's no one else. You're living in a time right now where the league is dominated by big guys and point guards. Like, there's nothing in between that you can really even get that excited about.
I have no idea what that last statement even meant.
Think about it, dude. Name a small forward that you're super excited about.
LeBron
Literally.
James.
Okay, that's not, like, for the future. I should have, I guess, maybe lit that up a little bit more. But besides LeBron, for the future, name me a small forward that you're excited about.
I think you're forgetting. Oh well, no. Actually, what position is SGA considered? Is he a 2?
He's a 1.
A 1?
Yeah, he's a 1. He plays 1. He plays the point guard.
All right, never mind then. I thought he was a 2 or a 3. So fuck, never mind. Small forward that I'm excited for the future.
Yeah.
I don't know. know. Maybe no. Lou Dort's probably a 2, right?
Lou Dort's a 2, but he's he's defensive 2, defensive 3. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown's a good 2. See, I put Jaylen Brown as 2, the second best shooting guard. But Jaylen Brown, though, like.
Oh wait! We're missing the obvious. Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges. Come on. Listen, I love me some Mikal. I think he's a great player, everything like that. I think Philly fucked up so bad. That's all I'm
10 minutes. Hey, I'm 10 minutes from where he played college basketball.
Yep. But listen, he's not like gonna be some kind of offensive juggernaut. He can give you 2 points a night, or he can give you 25 points a night. But he's never gonna be like a superstar in this league. You know, he might. He's a. I don't know how to say it, dude. Like, when I say like excited for, I mean like the second coming of LeBron, bro.
There's no second coming of LeBron. That's just easy.
But okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no one that you get excited about that's a small forward or a power forward, right? And besides Jaylen Brown, come on, bro.
Just saying.
He's gonna eat himself out of a contract. We already talked about that.
I'm just saying that is a power forward that when he finally fucking plays, I will be excited for.
That's great. So you've named one guy. I could name you like 20 point guards. You know what I mean? Think about it, bro.
I mean, there's only one that matters, bro. His name's Cade Cunningham.
Come on now, Darius Garland, SGA. I mean, I could go on and on, dude. Even Tyrese, even Maxey. Even Maxey, exactly. Halliburton. I mean, you could go on and on and on, dude. You could go on and on about centers also. You could name Jarrett Allen, Embiid, Ayton. I mean, it goes on and on. But there's no small forwards that you get excited about.
Sadiq Bey. Is Sadiq Bey a forward? I think he is, isn't he?
He's a small forward. I mean, you could throw Sadiq Bey in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about at this point.
We're talking about the future of the positions. Like, that's what we're talking about. It's a dominated league right now of point guards and centers. And what I'm saying is that besides Jaylen Brown and Booker, there's ... And then
I would disagree that it's a dominated center league. I don't. There's not the centers that we name because you and I have a team that both have dominant centers, but
yeah,
I'd say there's 20 teams that don't even have a center.
Yeah,
there's the past, really.
No, they're not, because if you look at, like, I don't know, do you watch a lot of college basketball?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right. I mean, look at this draft. It's a draft that is going to be dirty with centers, bro. Centers and power forwards. This draft is going to be dirty with it, and you're going to have a lot of players, a lot of teams that get their center, get their power forward, and everything like that. And dude, I'm telling you.
So outside of Jokic, we'll even say, Cat, Jokic, Embiid,
Ayton, Jarrett Allen,
Bam. Jarrett Allen's not dominating the league right now, though.
No, he's a good player. You guys got to give him his flowers.
And I'm high. I love Jarrett Allen.
Okay, you gotta talk about Miles Turner also. Like, you got a lot of you got good big men.
He's not in that conversation.
No, if we're doing that, we might as well bring up Yusuf Nurkic as well.
No, come on. No, he's just gonna throw phones at you.
Like, come on,
Stop Porzingis.
Yeah, well, I like but
you guys couldn't even name shooting guards. My point is, you're naming centers.
I did, but you said that you did not think we were on that level.
You couldn't even name other shooting guards, dude. That's how pathetic that position is right now.
James Harden.
Oh, come on now, dude.
Donovan Mitchell. CJ McCollum, we already said that. Terry Rozier. Edwards.
Terry Rozier.
I love Terry, baby.
Oh, dude. You're killing me.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're crazy, man. Book is not on a whole nother level.
He is. Him and Jaylen Brown, and then it's everyone else.
Dude, I don't think you... I feel like you forgot how great Bradley Beal is, dude.
Great. Dude, do you play defense or what?
Man...
No, dude.
But here,
listen.
let me
No. What made Jordan a good shooting guard, right? He could score, he could defend. What made Kobe a good? Same thing, dude.
Well, here's the
Jalen
thing.
Brown, Booker are the only ones that fit that mold in the shooting guard position. Harden don't play defense. Shit,
Whoa! Don't be doing personal attacks now, man. Okay.
Listen, he played at ASU. I can talk about him. All right, he played at ASU.
But here's what I'm saying.
A point guard, though.
Yeah, he is a point guard more than anything. He's a ball dominant shooting guard.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
But,
Let's put him in as a point guard.
But okay, I forgot.
He brings the
Let
ball
me just
up
say
every
this.
possession.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
All right.
Book can play as much defense as he wants. As of right now, the day this is being recorded, 3/24/22 at 11:03 a.m.
Yeah.
Booker has the same amount of chips as Bradley Beal.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
What I mean, and
you got me there. But that's just the thing, dude. I'm sure back in the day before Jordan won his first chip, they said that. What?
I'm just kidding.
Right. That's a topic for the next podcast, I guess, there.
I'm saying,
Listen, we'll see what happens. That's all I gotta say.
No, I'm rooting for the Suns this year, but I kind of wanted to see their ass get smacked by the Celtics though. Or I want Philly. I wanted Philly to beat Toronto before the shot, obviously, because man, I really feel like if they would have when they would have made the finals. They would have beat the Warriors, obviously. I think they would have had so much swagger, man. And I think Embiid would have gone off and Simmons would have gone off. And,
I always say Embiid should have 2 championships already.
Yep.
I agree with you guys.
It's crazy, man.
I love me some Embiid.
If it wasn't for that shot.
After that shot. I just sat there after that. That was the worst, that shot. I still can't believe it happened.
I can't think of I remember the Ray Allen shot. I remember the Kyrie shot. And those were both in the finals. But that shot, even for our Eastern Conference final, oh, man.
It wasn't the final.
Was it?
No, it was the semifinal because then Toronto beat the Bucks after the Sixers.
Yeah.
Really?
My young friend here.
Dude, I could have swore that was the finals.
Well,
it just seemed like it.
We haven't been in the finals since 2001, the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh my God! Okay, well, I still think they would have beat the Bucks.
We would have beat the Bucks, and the Sixers they owned the Bucks that year. They were totally confident they would have beat the Bucks, and then of course the Warriors had their injuries, and the Raptors got the fakest championship I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, you're right, because they beat.
It's not faker than playing at Disney World.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I do remember now because it was the shot and then they built the wall. I remember now. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not betting against Jason Tatum, man. That's all I'm saying.
I am. You can just sit there and chuck up threes all night.
All right, well, let's end it off with this last topic, this is kind of a weird topic, Adam. I don't know why you had this on there because he already is the villain of Madison Square Garden's Trae Young, man, going off.
But they say that about every time someone has a good game at Madison Square Garden, they say that same shit, dude. Like they used to say it about Kobe. Like that's the thing. That's what I wanted to talk. Man. What?
I think they're just trying to put people in seats.
They don't have a problem with that in New York. Their team has sucked for like my entire life.
No,
okay,
Knicks games 5 years ago were not sold out.
Bullshit, dude. They could sell out having a G League team in there.
No,
it's a Knicks, dude.
Yeah, it's a tourist attraction. And there's so many people living in New York from other cities that most nights they have a couple thousand fans from the other team.
Exactly.
Yeah, most of the time it's people rooting against the fucking Knicks.
Yeah.
But they're still selling out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think after that playoff series, Trae Young owns New York, man, and I don't know what it is about it. He loves that. He loves just fucking with that fan base, and I love it because
they're so into. It's like you got 3, and correct me if I'm wrong, Philly guy. You got 3 sports cities over there, right? Like Boston, Philly, New York. Yeah. Right? Like those are like these sports cities in America, dude. Like you could throw LA in there, but fuck LA. Right? So it's really those 3 cities, dude, honestly. And Yeah.
Well, New York has twice the amount of teams we have.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, you guys are crazy about your sports over there in Philly, right? Like,
Definitely. They call it
yeah, I mean,
I could care less about the Flyers. I don't even know they exist, but
Yeah, Flyers.
yeah. Yeah, when it comes to the three cities, yeah, definitely.
It's fucking.
Our rivalry is against Boston, but Boston doesn't. There's a lot of sports like that where you see them as a rival, but they don't really see you as the rival. Kind of like the Eagles in Dallas, and then
yeah.
like the Redskins and Giants. We see Dallas as our rival, but Dallas sees the Redskins as their rival. Stuff like that. And
Yeah.
and the Knicks haven't been good in so long that like that's not even a rivalry anymore. That's just like a game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They've like they just try to. I don't know, man. Yeah.
All right, well, that's it, man. We're all on a topic.
Do you wanted to talk about something else? I don't know. That's up to you though.
What did I want to talk about?
You messaged me last night. You said that my last tweet, you wanted it to be a topic also.
Oh, I think it was you saying DeMar over D-Book and
so,
MVP.
So if you go to the Kia MVP ladder on NBA.com, they will have DeMar DeRozan as 5th. They have not beaten a good team all year. Literally.
Sure.
How can you have him over Booker? I just need some insight from you guys because I feel like is it because I'm such a homer? I need to know.
That's my answer. Yes.
The stats say otherwise.
No, I mean, like, come on. Let's be honest. Like, DeMar is not having a better season than Devin Booker, but
no, he's not. There's no way.
He's having an incredible season. You know what I mean?
But it's not better than Booker's.
No, but I don't think Booker's having a better season than Kevin Durant, but he's above Kevin Durant.
But Kevin Durant's barely played, so that has to like.
I mean, it plays a part in it, but
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know. It's just there's so many people this season. Well, I mean, it's like this every season, but this season especially that are just playing out of their minds. There's never this year. There's not going to be a clear-cut MVP. I feel like it's Embiid, but there's so much debate saying that it's Jokic, and some people are still saying it's Giannis, and now people are saying it's Ja.
It's a two-horse race, but I'm specifically talking about how you put DeMar over Booker.
I think
these people get paid. These people get paid to make this content, and they're so wrong all the time. Like
just to put it in perspective, they still have Steph Curry tied for 7th.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I think it's just. I mean, the MVP race is usually just all about the storylines, and I think like DeMar going to Chicago and dude, this guy has been crazy all season, and like he's doing it in a different way. Well, I guess him and Booker kind of doing it the same way because they're kind of like, well, no, Jason Tatum too. They got the good, like they're really good in the mid range, especially Booker. You know, he always has that weird fade away from the baseline almost.
Yeah, but DeMar and him that's what I'm saying. So if you look at the numbers, they're similar. If you look at the way they play, it's similar, right? But DeMar don't play defense. He's allergic to it. Dude, they haven't beaten a good team. They're allergic to it. He should be allergic to the MVP race also. It should nullify him. Should nullify them. And that's all I'm saying. It's like I'm a very objective guy. Like, would you say that or no?
No.
Like,
no? When it comes to Devin Booker.
Come on, man.
No, when it comes to Devin Booker, you're not.
The stats back it up.
Just keep going back to the stats.
Yeah, the eye test backs it up too. The record backs it up.
Look, you made Philly leave.
Yep, I did.
He said, "Fuck Booker."
Anyway, we can end it right there, I guess.
No, but I mean, realistically, let me ask you this though. So, should Steph Curry be just qualify from the MVP race because he doesn't play defense?
No, because they were winning when he was playing. Okay, DeMar played. Yeah, but they're not like. What are they? 4th in the East, 5th in the East, 4th in the East right now.
5th now, but they were like top 2 for the longest time.
Yeah, but who have they beat?
I mean, they haven't beat anybody, but I don't feel like the Warriors have beat anybody either. Like a
They
top
beat the
team.
Suns twice.
Really?
Yes.
So
They
then
demolished us on Christmas.
I don't
Demolished.
think the Warriors have beat the Bulls though, so maybe that's why.
I don't know, man. That's the thing, dude. Is
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter because neither of those guys are winning the MVP.
no, it's a 2-horse race. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But I just wanted to talk about the DeMar DeRozan thing. I just think it's weird. That's all. I just think it's really fucking weird, man.
Oh, by the way,
Well,
Golden State has absolutely killed the Bulls both times they play them.
yeah. I mean, so there you go.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just that MVP race is always going to be about the storylines. I feel like, and I don't think that the NBA has ever wanted the storyline to be anything related to the Valley of the Sun. You know.
Yep. See, there you go. Now you're a conspiracy theorist with me, dude.
No, it's like that in every the NFL's the same way. Like
Yeah.
every league, that you want a certain market to always be up top. Like that's best for business, and best for business is not going to be Phoenix on top. You know what I mean? And like it is what it is.
Yeah. I hear you.
Hey man, it's on them. They got a chip on their shoulders. Like go out and show. You know, show what you got. And I think
They are.
I really, I would give them like a 75% chance, at least, like bare minimum, that they make it to the finals. So like, go out and show it. You know, prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like I saw a tweet that they had like the best like record since like the '93 Bulls or something. Let me see.
Yeah, but they have the best road winning percentage in the history of the NBA.
Oh, right here. The Suns are 9 games better than the next best team in the NBA. The last team to finish 9 games or more above the second place team was the 91-92 Chicago Bulls. That's right. The Phoenix Suns are more superior to the rest of the league than any team in the last 30 years.
Yeah, I tweeted that.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you tweeted that?
Yeah, I retweeted it. Matt Peterson said it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You did.
Yeah.
So that's how I saw it on the timeline.
But anyway, man, it was a good podcast. Our first guest. It was great. Shout out to you, Philly.
Yeah, big shout out.
Oh, he's back in here. He's back in. See, he didn't leave because of Booker.
No, he did. He did.
No, he didn't. Let's ask him.
He left because you're not objective about Booker.
I am objective. I am 100%. Yes, I am.
Nobody from this side of the fucking Salt Lake River, bro, is objective about Devin Booker.
Okay, I want to ask this. I want to ask Philly then. Put him on.
I sent him the mic. Invite to speak.
I want to hear if he thinks that DeMar DeRozan is better than Booker. If he says it is, then I'll believe it. No, I want to hear it.
But come on.
Okay, so then that's all I wanted to hear. That's it.
But that doesn't make you objective because you're getting affirmation for what you're saying.
Okay, then who would you put as a better shooting guard than him?
Oh, fuck.
Booker.
Here we go down this. Guys,
No.
that's it for the episode. Thank you guys for listening. Follow us on all social medias, and we'll be back. I'm going to.
I love you guys. Yep.
I love you, Adam.
Gonna lose all his money. Love you too, Dill.
Yeah,
have fun.
Exactly. You guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you again, Philly, for stopping by and talking. Hopefully, we'll see you.
Thank you so much, Philly. You're welcome anytime, bro.
Yes, sir. All righty, I'm out of here.
All right, later.
Goodbye.